Hey, welcome back to Confidence and Conversion. I've got the legend Tom Toole in the house. You can take legend. Come on, man. So we're going to do a bunch of objection handling. Tom, right now, every agent is faced with a couple different objections when they're talking to somebody that's thinking about selling their house.
Yes.
There's not many people in this business better than you when it comes to what to say. For context, for the one person that's ever seen you before, in your career, how many properties do you think you've listed now?
2,000, 3,000.
Okay, 2,000, 3,000. And you were coached by the legend, Carl Rizzuto.
Yes.
Who basically, I think his middle name is What You Say Matters.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like role playing over and over and over. So this is going to be super fun. So let's jump right into it because you want to hear the objection handler. So Tom, we want to sell. We really, really do. But like, where are we going to go? Like, I mean, the market's so hot that we would sell it for a record price, but we don't want to try and move twice. We want to move once.
Nobody wants to move twice. I totally get that, Tom. And what I know is this, that you've got a legit concern here. I also know what the market's telling me. And there's more homes that sold in 2021 than 2020. And
really,
despite everyone saying there's low inventory, well, all that means is homes are selling faster. And you've got to be ready to act in the market. So if you don't have a plan to jump on homes as soon as they hit the market, have the right bidding strategy in place to win when you're competing with 10, 15, 20 other sellers or buyers, then yeah, it might feel like there's nothing on the market. But we know that there's more homes that sold this year than compared to last year. So it's about having a plan, not that there's nothing on the market.
So what's your plan?
So the plan is this. Let's sit down. Let's game plan, right? What can you sell your home for? Do we need to sell to buy? Let's get all that stuff worked out first. Mm-hmm. Then as soon as something hits the market, you're going to get emailed in real time. So your job is to check your email when you hear from me. Mm-hmm. If I see a home, it could be I could be in an appointment. I could be somewhere else. We've got to do this together. So text me, call me. We'll get over there right away. If I can't show it to you, we got team members that can. We know speed is the game right now.
Okay.
On top of that, we're going to get you not pre-qualified. We're going to have a pre-commitment ready to go. So your loan is approved despite the appraisal. We might need to be ready to make up the difference between the appraised value and the sale price. We might need to think about waiving contingencies, inspections. There's a long list of things we can do to position you to win. And that's why we got to sit down and come up with a game plan because it's a little more involved than a quick phone call.
So do you do that over the phone, and do you recommend your team basically? I mean, I know you've scripted that out multiple times and done that in role play with your team. Is that what you're asking them to say over the phone to get the appointment, or is some of that what you say when you're actually in front of them?
It's a little of both.
Yeah.
I mean, when we're meeting with someone, we have actually two scripts that we practice. One is the driveway consultation because no one wants to come into the office anymore.
Yep.
So you have a 10-minute script. Literally, this is videoed, practice, ready to go, where we walk them through the process in 10 minutes or less. And we give them a take-home piece and all that. Then, from our friend Carolyn Young, hey, how about we onboard you as a client and let's set up a follow-up call, whether it's a Zoom or you meet them at their home when they have a home to sell, and go over exactly what that looks like. So then you can sit down and have a business meeting without maybe, a lot of people, they want to go look at houses first and kind of feel things. So
right.
we do it kind of backwards now.
Yep.
And then from Coach Bill Pipes, it's the ultimate offer acceptance strategy where we go over the 7, 10, 12 different things you can do to get homes accepted. And we just list them out one by one. And we share with them what's going on in the market. The millennial home buyer demand. That's a huge driver right now in what's going on.
Yep.
The numbers of what's going on in the market. If you don't know the market and you don't know the stats, people are going to throw you out of their house, right? Ivy Zellman said this on your show back in, I think, last year. If you don't understand the 10-year T-bill, I will eviscerate you, I think is what she said. Or something like that.
Yes. I think Byron Lazine recently retweeted that, and a lot of people were like, yes.
But people don't get it. They want knowledge. And look, it's stressful buying a house right now. It's more stressful than I think a lot of people have seen in the past 10, 20 years. So you've got to be ready to go. But if you don't set the expectation up front, that's when people get ticked off. That's when you lose business. But when you future pace them and say, hey, here's what's going on. Are you ready for this or not? And if people tap out, that's okay. That means they probably wouldn't have bought a home anyway and gotten into this market.
Between now and 2025, all the great economists are saying the housing industry is going to continue to boom. So the question is, what are you building? This is the essence of my Blueprint event, where I ask you to take a few days away from your business and dream about the type of business you ultimately want to build, so you are empowered to go back and decide how you want your business to be. So to make your reservation, go to tomferry.com/blueprint. I look forward to seeing you at the event. Okay, so this is typically a short form show, but we're going to go a little long form. Walk me through the 10-minute driveway presentation.
So I'll give
I
you
know you want this, so pay attention, people.
I'll give you the bullet points.
Yes.
So, hey, has anyone taken the time to show you how the process works? Right? Literally, that's the first question, because most agents, they just stick you in the car and show you around.
Right.
Okay, great. I'm going to give you the quick outline right now. Step 1, we want to get your financials in order, because if you're not pre-approved, or if you're a cash buyer and you don't have your documents ready.
This is the seller who wants to go buy a house,
Yes,
right?
100%.
And obviously, or a buyer. So keep going.
And it go because they have to go somewhere. That's the issue people are seeing right now.
Yeah.
So we got to get your financials in order first, because that shows people you're motivated. And if you don't have this stuff ready and it's Saturday at 5 o'clock and offers are due at 9 o'clock because they set some crazy deadline.
And you don't know.
Well, you're not getting your mortgage broker on the phone then. So
No.
you got to have this stuff ready and be ready to go. That's step 1. Step 2, we're going to get clear on your parameters. We want to know exactly what you're looking for. And we're going to rate houses after we get through them. And we're going to rate them 1 to 7. And if it's 5.5 or more, that means we're in offer territory.
Yes.
If it's 4 or less, I'm never showing you a home like that again. So I need your feedback. You got to be open with me.
Beyond just bedrooms and baths,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yes.
Like, I don't like this basement, or I want more of an open floor plan, or this street sucks, whatever it is.
Good.
So you've got to get feedback there and get dialed in on what they want. Then this is going to be the hardest part, actually finding the home. So I'm going to get you set up on a real-time drip of what's coming to the market. We're going to look at shadow inventory of homes that are under an active listing contract but not available. We're going to potentially call in the neighborhoods if you're certain that you want to be on this street or this elementary school or whatever that might be. We're going to get clear on that, and you're going to have to work with me on this. You're going to get stuff sent to you. I might be in a meeting. You got to say, hey, Tom, let's go look at this home. When's as soon as we can get in?
Yep.
Another issue we're running into now is because of COVID-19, we can't have overlapping appointments anymore. So just getting the appointment is really critical if you use the Showing Time app. So you've got to be flexible with your schedule. We've got to know that this is going to be a team approach here.
Yep.
So once that's going to be the hardest part. Then when we identify the property, I'm already going to walk you through what the contract says. I've attached a copy here, and I'll email it to you as well with exactly what it means, because we're not going to have time to walk through the 13-page contract line by line. So we got to get clear on that first. Then we'll decide what contingencies we need. Here's how the inspection works. So we're going to actually bullet point the process from acquisition then to offer, and you're going to sign all this electronically. We tell people that up front, because even though you think that might be an assumption, guess what? Some people still want to come in and sign by hand, and there's no time for that right now.
No.
So we let them know what that looks like. I also prep them that, hey, we're going to call the listing agent beforehand, and we're going to understand what settlement date the seller wants, anything else that's important to them. If there's a special term that needs to happen, we're going to be as accommodating as possible, because settlement date and terms is just as valuable as price, and people don't get that.
That's a great line.
And on top of that, if we're thinking about maybe waiving inspection contingencies, because that's what you have to do right now, do you have a buddy that's a contractor that can come with you to every showing so you can understand what you're getting into? Because if you waive an inspection contingency, a lot of buyers are gun shy at doing that, and that's going to help you get the house that you want. So we want to be prepared for all these things.
So you literally do this, you teach your agents 10 minutes in the driveway. And the driveway could be sitting outside the car, but it's freezing in Philly right now, so who knows what is it actually like? Are they actually in the car going, here's the checklist?
We're in the driveway doing this, and the reason we do that is because it's a lot easier saying, hey, I'm going to show you this house. Like, think about a lead that inbounds. They just want to go see the house.
Yeah.
No agent is doing this. They always go, oh, we'll show you the house, and then we'll never follow up with you. It's usually what happens, right? So instead, they're, hey, do you got 10 minutes afterwards we can just talk about the process?
Bingo.
I want to make sure, and it's such an easy close, because all you're doing is helping people.
Right.
Most of these buyers, think about millennial home buyers. They don't know anything. They're first-time buyers.
Right. And do you have a checklist that you're handing them?
Yes,
I'm
we
assuming a branded Tom Tool team.
Yes,
that
yeah,
here you
it's
go.
like a marketing piece like anyone else has. And on top of it, for the agents, and this is a real hack that I love to share. We give them a checklist of the stuff they got to go over, and they keep it in their portfolio or their binder or whatever they're carrying around with them, so they make sure they don't miss anything. Because when you miss the pre-qualifying questions, you miss helping somebody, because there could be something you don't know about that comes up later.
This is going to be like zzz, on YouTube. You know, zzz, go back and listen again. Zzz, go back and listen again. Okay, Carolyn Young's "We'd be willing to onboard you" strategy.
Yes.
Big shout out to Carolyn Young. What is that about? What's the context for the person listening that has no idea what we're referring to?
So after the 10-minute driveway consult, there's still stuff you got to go over. This isn't a 10-minute conversation when you're buying the largest asset that most people own.
And we are still talking about the seller
Yes.
who has the objection, we'd love to buy, but what are we going to do when we hear there's no inventory? So just want context.
Because it takes so much time to educate people.
Yep.
So, and I think you can do it in about a half hour. It would be a good time frame to put on it here, and let the people know that up front, so you're not in like a 2-hour Zoom meeting, because nobody wants that.
No.
And it's, okay, here's what's going on in the market. Here's some data. We're going to screen share. I'm going to show you the actual MLS statistics.
This is all done on Zoom.
Yeah, and when you show the MLS statistics, it gives you credibility because it's not you saying it.
Right.
Because they think you, Tom, want to just sell another house. This is what's going on in the market.
Has anybody taken the time to actually show you behind the scenes in the MLS? Right?
Yeah. I mean,
Love that
so
line.
it's when you ask that, it builds trust and it shows you're just trying to help them because this is a big purchase for a lot of people.
Yep.
And it's a big move. Think they already have a home. Moving's a pain in the ass, right? Like people don't want to necessarily do that unless there's going to be a big upside for them.
Right.
That answer it?
That's got it.
I think we
All
covered
right.
it.
Hey, so confidence and conversion. Make sure you follow Tom Toole on every possible channel you can. And hey, appreciate it, man.
You got it. Anytime.